you going to be on?
Oh, come on this side. We're going to be on this side, guys. The good-looking side is over this side. Oh. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in.
Wait.
We're missing our.
On our.
Yes,
Wait, you're on the. This is the good-looking side.
We've started.
Yeah, that's a good looking side. You can't be on there.
Okay. All right. Positions?
Mummers, ready!
Right. Good evening or good afternoon. It's sort of that time of year where things have changed a little bit. Welcome. In celebration of the Earth Day, we're here to have the first ever Mum-Off. We need a bit of audience participation, so let me do that again. When I say we're going to have our first ever Mum-Off, I want to hear some really big cheers from all of you. Ready? We're going to have our first ever Mum-Off. We'll be counting on you to do that later. So we have an away team here. We've got a couple of messages that come all the way from Land's End.
All the way, walking. We've walked from Land's End. We've walked.
Walking from Land's End.
Yeah.
Taxi. Their name is the Strolling Mummers. Can we give them a round of applause?
Coming in. Hello.
Come through.
Hello.
You can join in if you like.
Yay! Hiya.
Great.
Yeah, our fans have come. Awesome.
And on my right, over here, we have the home team, the Chagford Mummers. So we are going to see two performances tonight. Okay, we will be having the fable story of Gawain and the Green Knight.
Oh, sounds really boring.
Mixed perception on that one. How about this one over here? One you may have heard of. This is St. George and his many enemies. And you'll be privy to performances of both of these, right? We'll decide who goes first in a minute. And at the end of this, I'll be counting on you to cast your vote. Okay? Is that clear? And I'll be, yes, you'll be voting with your applause, with your voices, or with your silence. Okay? All right. So I have here a coin toss to see.
Right.
We're going to, right, these are the captains. Yeah, you're going to get warmed up, right?
Right, okay.
Got it. Steady. I'll let you make the call as the visitors.
Thank you.
Right.
Heads.
Heads it is.
Yeah!
Are you going to go first or second?
We'll go first.
You go first.
We'll go first.
Give them a round of applause.
Strolling
Mummers.
Out of the way. Oh, here we come with the crooked crew. The Strolling Mummers has a show for you. It's an age-old tale of right and wrong. So cock in now and hear our song. Arome, I cry. Make passage now. Stand back on every side. At the sound of the trumpet and the beat of the drum, you shall see our jolly players come. We bring you bold actors who fight for their meat, and we bring you bloody battle, both victory. This is audience participation, by the way. So, both victory and defeat. And the gentle actors who show pleasant play. So come in, St. George, and lead the way. Archangel St. Michael's the head of the angels, and he is the angel of courage and bravery and battle and valor. He helps you through transition and change.
Yeah, I just experience, like, space was so important to me. Like, I experience my bedroom as an expression of my inner world. It's like the, you know, things I'm inspired by and things I've collected and mementos of people I love and journeys I've travelled, like, spattered around my space, and it just feels like such an extension of my inner world.
Yeah.
And when my inner world is not feeling, you know, when it's a hostile place to be, that environment becomes, you know, more chaotic and more, just more of a mess, basically.
Yeah.
And actually, it's like such an important process for me, like tidying my space and organising my space and like having love. Like, if I take care of my space and I love my space, it like reflects that back to me when I'm not able to give that myself. It's like, actually it is myself. It's like dissolving the boundaries of where also where you think that your edges are,
exactly.
Like with the physical body, it's like actually.
And then that's what I was saying was that, so Jonathan Kay was saying that we're now 21 years old, it's the 21st century, and so we've been given the keys to the house, but that's the age where you realise you've got to stop clearing your own mess up. And so like, there's some good ones, huh? Where we like,
oh no, it's a bit.
Oh, was it a bit manky?
Yeah.
Where we would have like, you think of the 1800s as being like an industrial revolution and just like acne and like bleh. And the 1500s were like Dungeons and Dragons
everywhere.
And like, yeah. And we're now 21. Come on. Mm-hmm. You can't come with us, doggo. Harvey, go on. Go back. She's just like, I'm coming. I know some dogs that do this. There's one in Sark that does that. Basically we're now 21, so we've got the keys to the house and we're in charge. We've got our own place.
Yeah.
And now it's like, okay, so this mess is ours. And we have to tidy it up. We have to do something ourselves. We have to look after it ourselves. And it's just that realisation of like, we've got to do this.
Yeah.
And that is the inner and outer world, is that we're a pixel, and how you feel when your house is a mess and your bedroom is a mess, you feel shitty. And now like we're all living in a world where people have got depression, and it's because we've made it look so covered in tarmac and Greg's bakers and fucking feral pigeons. It's like, what have I done to my bedroom?
The decoration's actually a bit shit, guys.
Yeah, like, we didn't need to make it look like this. We could have done anything. Literally could have done anything, and we've done this. It's that like, come on, it's time to
try and get out of the side.
Time for us to maybe like sort of start from scratch a bit.
And do you feel like, I don't know, just made me think of like when we were on the last pilgrimage, you know, these little containers that we make where we enter into this like performance, we enter into this like, you know, playing out the, you know, these mythic journeys, or like so much of that last pilgrimage, or actually the last one that I was on with you, was like we have these kind of like reflections of the macro in our micro container, where we'd be going through these like ridiculous paradoxes or hypocrisies, or like, you know, power dynamics, or, you know, idealism, or, you know, all of those things. We were like playing it out on like a micro scale, and it was just such a reflection of what was happening out in wider society.
And I do think that just shows with everything, because we are all one. Basically, we're all one. And so this again is the you know, I really am aware of like not being from a place of privilege where I'm not getting bombed and killed. Saying that it's an inner and outer war can be like, okay, well, it's nice for you to be able to say that when you're not, you know. But we are all one, and this is the thing, the immigration thing and all this stuff. It's like we're one thing. The whole universe is one thing, having a conscious experience, and all of the experience of separation is made up. And so like hurting ourselves, hurting each other, all of the stuff, but it also means that we all learn, like we learn as one organism, and the way that we learn collectively is also the way that we learn as individuals, which is kind of by fucking up. Like we don't learn from sitting comfortably on the sofa, do we? Really, we have to kind of make mistakes,
then by going
and then go,
like,
oh shit. But as Dan pointed out yesterday, it's like it is a spiral, and we do tend to get a bit better. So although we're about to go fuck up and make the same mistake again, and we're entering into a spiral that is Second World War kind of spiral, hopefully we will be less fucked up this time rather than more fucked up. Do you know what I mean? Like,
well, it definitely feels like that's how it pans out in my experience in my life.
Yeah, well, that's it. You're like, you fuck up, but
you
not
go
quite
through
as
the same
bad.
thing again. Like, I can't believe I've done that again.
Yeah.
And yet you're like, oh, but I'm a little bit.
Yeah.
You know,
and if you think about like the cruelty of, I mean, it's not a direct line as well, because like probably one of the cruelest wars was the Boer War.
What was the Boer War?
It was when guns and like muskets and gunpowder and things had reached a point where they were like pretty good. So like wars suddenly became more of a gun war rather than a axe and sword war. Concentration. But also they didn't have the medical. The medical world hadn't caught up.
Yeah.
So they were using like.
I mean, it's quite a jump, isn't it? From like.
Yeah. So they were using like medieval medicine for modern war tactics. So that like was probably one of the nastiest wars. But that's because of technology, which possibly is where we're
kind of at the moment.
Yeah,
like
where
the
technology's way ahead. So it could be kind of extra nasty from that perspective.
Well, it already is.
Yeah.
It already is. People are already experiencing that.
Yeah, exactly. God. Always chuck another massive hill at you just when you think you're done.
I am St. George from old England sprung.
Yeah.
My famous name throughout the world has rung. Many brave deeds and great wonders have I shown to make cruel tyrants tremble on their throne. I followed a fair maiden to a giant. To meet her fate. Then I resolved with true knight's errantry to burst down the door and set our prisoner free.
Hey!
When the giant almost struck me dead, but by my will, I cut off his head.
Hey!
Oh, Georgie, you're... Excuse me. Frog in my throat. Oh, Georgie, you're so butch.
Cease this idle talk and stand aside. For tender virgin's flesh my victual shall provide.
Save me! Where's George? Save me, noble Christian knight! Take pity on my ghastly plight. Good St. George, help me with great speed, for all my life I never stood such need.
The younger generation are already from a completely different reality. Like Dizzle, my partner, he wouldn't sleep with me when I was drunk because it was non-consensual, and that's just his reality.
So that's a different.
Which is like, wow. Yeah, exactly. That's new. And
so there is a lot.
Yeah, well, yeah, but it's their reality. Like the word non-consensual, I don't even know how many 20-year-olds when I was 20. That wasn't a word that we knew.
No.
So like,
what we knew was consent.
Yeah.
But we didn't know non-consent.
Yeah.
There was a different thing, which is okay. Obviously, you had to have consent, but that being drunk wasn't.
Yeah, that questioning, that grey area. Yeah.
The grey area. Yeah,
so,
that's interesting.
So there is a new generation. That is not a Trump generation. Like the new generation's coming.
No, I mean my worry is that obviously that they are trying to radicalise.
Yeah.
And the whole internet, which should have been this freeing thing. I mean, we don't know. What is it? Was it Mao said about the French Revolution? It's too early to tell. I mean, it's too early to tell how this is all going to play out, isn't it?
Yeah,
because
totally.
It feels like there's a definite dark forces have taken hold. But like the Epstein files.
Yeah.
That is clearly
a big
there's
part
something
of it.
in there.
There's a big part of it. Yeah.
That
definitely.
is not just America. It's here. I mean, look at Mandelson. And when it's going to be exposed.
Yeah.
I mean, it's happening.
Yeah.
That is the revelation. Yeah. And when it does, I think it's not just it, but it's what it represents is that whole that kind of really dark power that was there.
Yeah.
That's going to come down. Now the question is what happens when it gets exposed fully.
Well, because that's the thing is the huge amount of knowledge that already is known about it. Like, you think about Watergate and the level of trouble that came from Watergate. That's like a walk in the park now compared to what we're talking about here.
Yeah.
And yet that's been brushed aside, and it keeps just being brushed aside.
Yeah.
I can't remember what Trump said the last time he talked about it, but it was like, why are you
Well, of
you
course he
talking
does,
about
because-
it? Yeah, because
He's mentioned
and then
every
all these
other
people that are all so self-righteous and are like, oh, and it's like, you're supporting paedophiles. This is what you're, and you'd be so anti-paedophile. that
Well,
you're,
I know, isn't it? Like, you keep finding out, like you said, like all these people going, oh, we wouldn't treat our women like that. It's like, the percentage of you that abuse your wives and girlfriends, yes, you would.
You're the part of the population that does do that.
Exactly. It's us that wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
And yet, it's a. But yeah, I mean, I think staying away from news.
Yeah.
We tried going on news fast, but it's so hard because it used to be 24-hour news was there and you wouldn't catch it, but now it's like every fucking day there's something that can't help but kind of grab you and you.
Finds you somehow, and
It does, doesn't it?
Well, also because it's escalating.
Yeah.
So
that's the way Trump operates as well, isn't it? It's sort of constant new episodes of the
Yeah.
reality shows.
Yeah.
There's got to be something snappy every
Exactly.
day.
Yeah.
well, that's how they bury yesterday's news. Is by
Yes, totally.
Well, that's what Boris Johnson used to say, slap a dead cat on the table.
Yeah.
You're being accused of this, put a dead cat on the table. Then you work out what you do with the cat.
Yeah.
But that's tomorrow's problem.
Yeah.
And if you can't work out how to blame the left for it, you slap a cow on the table. You know, you just do something. You do something even worse, as long as it's knocking news off. I mean, that's why I think the Epstein files is interesting, because it's not being knocked off.
No,
It has with
coming
this
back.
whole assassination thing.
Yeah.
But it's going to come back. I don't think it seems to me a bit like Partygate, which they kept thinking they could get rid of, but it's so visceral.
Yeah.
What they're being accused of.
Yeah.
That you
can't.
You're not going to forget about
No.
it. We didn't
No.
forget about Partygate,
No.
because every time it came into news, you were fucking furious that these people were doing that while we
weren't going to funerals.
weren't going to funerals or weren't going and seeing your. And all of us had that.
Yeah.
It wasn't like it was just the left had it or the right had it.
No.
Everybody had it.
Yeah. And everyone's not okay with paedophiles.
And everyone's not okay with paedophiles. Exactly. It's like, although apparently quite a lot of the GOP seems to be, the Republicans seem to be.
Except for Pete Manders.
Yeah.
Yeah, what was the thing with Pete Mandelson?
Well, he's basically very good friends with Epstein. Like, really, much more than he had supposedly let on. But now the question is, how much did Starmer know? But that's also interesting because, so Trump, President of the United States, apparently doesn't have to resign over this, but our ambassador does. So that's another one of those moving parts. These are the sort of Jenga things that can topple something, because it's like the questioning of like, well, why did your ambassador resign? Well, because that's what you do.
Yeah.
Trump will never resign.
No, he's going to die soon, though.
He's going to do.
We've got a bottle of prosecco in the fridge.
Yeah, brilliant.
The minute that happens, we're popping the cork.
Not such good friends with Elon Musk anymore, because I was worried that he was going to end up being turned into some AI, like lookalike robot that was going to be like this perfect replica of him
Just
with his
keep him alive
personality
forever.
downloaded, and it's just alive forever. Because I honestly
I've got
could see
Peter
that
Thiel on board.
happening.
Well, I think it's like that at the moment. It's like the old Soviet.
Yeah.
Do you remember like Brezhnev, and they would put him out on a pole, and it'd clearly been like.
It's the same as Castro as well. Fidel Castro.
Yeah, it's like he's dead, isn't
he's
it?
Dead.
I mean,
he's been dead for ages.
And Trump is the same. He's kind of he's having strokes, and he's basically dead.
Yeah.
Why don't you just if you loved him, you'd let him die in peace.
Yeah.
But you'll keep pumping him full of whatever they're pumping him full of, putting him out.
Put him out again.
No, I think they're doing it because they don't know. They're trying to work out the succession.
Yeah.
Because this is another bit of hope I have, which is that when Trump goes, the whole house of cards go in. You know, when you're looking in fires and you've put a log on and it's burnt all the way through, but it's still got the shape.
Yeah.
Because the fire's holding it.
Yeah.
But, if you poked it, it would just go.
Yeah.
I think whatever weird glamour magic Trump has, which clearly does.
Which is, he was in
He's
the
a
right
con
place
man.
at the right
He knows
time,
how to do it.
who played the game.
Yeah.
And it was, I often, I've noticed this in many things, like in theatre, Jess Tom coming in as Tourette's hero and just like segueing into a thing,
Right.
sort of accidentally.
Yeah.
Often you cut through loads of layers. You just, people are like trying to climb their way up this ladder.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
They perceive the ladder, and then someone sort of accidentally
goes-
just blunders their way in left field.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh, sorry, whoops, what? So, I'm President of America. Oh,
Yeah,
I just did that as a
President
joke
of
because I was
America.
annoyed that someone
Yeah.
else got paid more than me in the reality TV
Yeah,
show.
exactly.
Like, that's literally what happened.
And the second
now
time
they-
he's doing it to keep out of jail.
Yeah.
But when he goes, it's not gonna. It won't have the same glamour
No.
because he's had that whole. His thing was built on that whole apprentice.
Oh yeah, no, he's
Vance
known.
is
It's like Ronald Reagan. It's
can you
that
imagine
same vibe that
Vance
he
trying
had.
to do the stuff
No,
that
they're
he's
not going to
doing?
be able to.
People are just going to
people
go,
would be like, no. Who are you?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So that gives me hope as well.
Yeah.
But to take it slightly away from politics, but I'm going to be sick of
Yeah.
any energy at all
Yeah.
into talking about these people. Given that there's all this macro stuff going on in the world that is very unsavory, how do we, as artists, ecologists, naturalists, what keeps us going? I'm curious, what is fueling you right now?
That
Connection.
that out there.
The land.
The land.
The land.
Yeah.
The land is what fuels me. I remember the first time I walked, and it's in my book, that just I got to kind of Suffolk, and I was in Norfolk, and I knew that the walk was ending in a few days, and I went and had a wee by a hedgerow, and I got really upset because I was going to be having to say goodbye soon to Rosehip and Nettle and Elder and all my friends and Hawthorne, who'd got me through like the breakup and it got me through all the emotional shit that I'd gone through, and I just thought, God, I've got to go back under that dirty bit of tarpaulin that's got all these horrible people that we've just been talking about. They're all under. You've got this beautiful. You've got that, and you've got that, and then there's this dirty bit of tarpaulin, and you lift it up, and it's just like, and they're telling you that's reality, and then you just put it back down again, and you're in that again, and so that's why when I didn't walk for a year, I was like, I need, because that's what's real. This is all
This is a constructed reality, isn't it?
It's a dream, yeah.
This idea of timeline shift splits.
Yeah.
And that's consciousness, isn't it? It's like it's a war over your mind.
It really
which is why we struggle with it, even though we don't want it. Like the news invades us because you have to be online for work, and then it comes in.
Yeah.
And we do know that.
I keep shutting news off.
Yeah.
It's like I'm not going to pay attention to this. I'm not gonna have
And
to
we feel much better, don't we, when we
and then,
when we have it?
Creeps in there. It's like no, I don't want this in my daily life.
I think she's good for that, like going out for walks with a dog, because you experience you have to get out because you have to get there, and their experience of just, particularly her, because her joy, her joy that you're going out, it's just like, we're going out again, we're going to play, whoa, and that we try and. We kind of want more of that, don't we? We keep saying we need to find more of that. Yeah.
I can't create out of anger. I know some people can, but I can't. Certainly can't create out of despair. So I need to create out of love.
Yes.
And that means if it's such a difficult stretch of life, and sometimes we have weeks or months where there's stuff going on where it's really difficult, then it's small amounts of love, like loving the hill that I go into every day, loving the ritual of getting up for morning coffee in a quiet house, just finding those little things that you can love kickstarts me back into writing and painting and editing and the things I do for a living.
Prepare to meet a cruel and hideous death by my scurvy jaw and poisoned breath.
Oh God!
Thou fetid worm, thy humours are unwholesome. Oh, wager thine arse smells not like balsam.
Ooh! Over here.
Oh, devious thrust. Oh, 10 times eternity within the rocks to lie.
Whoa! Huzzah! Woo! If you enjoy this podcast, then please consider supporting me on a crowdfunder, which is Just Giving Pilgrimage for Peace. So if you're able to Google that and support the crowdfunder, it was meant to be to raise money for charity, but we didn't get the Arts Council funding, which means that there's an initial cost for just being able to like pay bills and eat and drink and stuff while I'm on the road. But then if we make the target, then anything that we raise over that, then I'm going to be sending to charities. And I've managed to locate 3 small charities which are able to get funds and support through into Gaza, who I'm going to be supporting. In the next podcast, I'll have the list to hand of what they are, because I want to advertise them. And able to help, that would be amazing. And otherwise we're walking through from Kenilworth to the Norfolk coast, and we're going to be performing en route. And I've been posting on my social media the dates and locations. And if you would like us to perform for you, or if you're up for feeding us or letting us stay, then get in touch through social media. And it would be amazing to connect with you and to come and perform. So that's at Kriya Arts, which is KRIYAARTS. And now on with the show.
Yeah, I think we've sort of done that often, isn't it? It's like you go round the cycle, and basically you end up with going, well, the answer is love. And what is love? Well, that is.
We have gone through a few years in which there's like one disaster after another. You know, like we're about to host you when a tree falls on the studio. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous. And there's a point where you just, instead of going, oh, why does this keep happening, universe, we just decide we're going to laugh.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's the fooling, isn't it? I mean, that's the fool. It's the kind of like. Yeah.
Yeah, just.
And it's cycles, isn't it? It's the whole this too shall pass, and wherever you're at is what's going on.
Yeah.
It's hard right now.
It is.
Like, it's hard to be.
It's hard to be intelligent and compassionate.
And upbeat.
It is.
Right now.
But I think it's so necessary.
Yeah, it's more important than ever that we find our way to it. Yeah, I think it's true what you're saying about Lottie. Like, I think of Chernobyl and how, like, we know what that situation is, but nature doesn't, and it's just gone back.
Yeah,
and
it's just
all
gone
there.
back, and it's
just doing its thing. And they're all radioactive, and obviously there's going to be short lifespan. I mean, who knows what's going on? But they're just getting on with it, and yeah, it is. I think the more we almost like just get on with that world, which is community, like you said, community and connection.
It's very easy to talk yourself into a downward spiral.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So my friend Selena Godden, she has a poem, "Pessimism is for lightweights," and it's not that it's easy to be optimistic. Yeah. It's not that it's not that everything's great. It's just that you have to make the effort.
Yeah.
To turn that spiral upwards.
Lottie's going, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
It's hard work being this optimistic.
It's not hard work for you. It's the opposite. We have to put a jacket on you to try and stop you being quite so optimistic.
Oh.
Oh, St. George, what hast thou done? Thou hast strucken down the only son.
Twas I that brought this dragon to the slaughter, and thus relieving despair and virtuous thought.
Oh, rude.
What Christian cur dares slay my seed? I shall revenge thee for this treacherous deed. Thy brazen helm will be of no avail, for I shall roast thee with the flames of hell.
I have created out of anger, but it's channel because I think actually it's quite useful. That's what I love about creativity is that when you have, it was the Me Too, when Me Too happened, it was like I've been spending my life like tilling the soil looking for, and then I'd find like a little rock to work on. I was like, oh, there's a thing to work on. And then suddenly like society lifted a veil and I was like, oh, there's a massive volcano in my blind spot that I didn't even know was there because society had told me that I had to suck it up and ignore it. And then it was like, what do I do with this volcano? But then there was something really exciting about that as well. Like that led me to create Sisterhood, which was a play and then a book. And that led to Pilgrimage. So all of the Pilgrimage stuff all came from the Me Too thing.
Terri Tempest Williams would call that sacred rage.
Sacred rage, yeah.
Which is slightly different than just anger.
Yeah, okay, that would make sense. Yeah, because it was because it was so mad because it reminded me of, I mean, I don't know if this story's true, but the shamans who were like on the shores of South America and they could tell that something was happening weird with the water. And they knew something was happening, but they couldn't see anything. And they looked and they looked and they looked, but they couldn't see anything. And then one day the shamans saw the ships coming, but it wasn't because they'd come into focus. It's because they literally, it was so not part of their reality that they couldn't actually see them. And he had to like deprogram his brain enough to be able to see these giant ships that were just so not part of their reality. And that's what happened with this mountain. This
interesting thought.
Like it was just like, society had told us that you just suck it up, you ignore it, and so I'd like ignored it, and then suddenly it was like, but then that makes me really interested in what are the other volcanoes in our blind spots, and I feel like
the shadows that we're suppressing.
And you think that you're doing the work, but what are the huge shadows that society is oppressed? So like privilege was, I think, the big one that I'm still trying to pull the veils back on because they keep pulling it back down again, and that's part of this picture, I think, because that's what we learned at COP when we did the COP pilgrimage, was we were all on the same page, and we got up there and we're at this castle and there's like the relics of colonialism, and then there's indigenous leaders from all over the world, and then there's like the working to middle class, upper class people all hanging out together, all on the same page, and it's like, this is fucked up. Like, this is the problem. You're expecting us to, we were being the minions and they were lording it around with their bottles of bubbly, and just everything about it was like, what is going on? This is the problem, guys. So that was, and then going, okay, you can only see privilege that way. You don't see it that way. So trying to see myself, like, I've got a passport, I've got a country that I belong to, I've got a house, I've got, just seeing what
basically, if you're not outraged by it, that's the privilege, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that you have to be outraged by it. Like going to America at the moment, I wouldn't go. My daughter and her husband decided not to go but actually, it's not going to be a problem for us because we're white.
Yeah.
So we're not the people that, but that's the privilege. Like if I was a Asian British, I wouldn't advise people to go at the moment because they don't give a shit about it.
Yeah.
So that's that kind of privilege thing, and I mean, everybody's I mean, within any context, people are privileged.
There's privilege all the way.
There is everywhere, and it's how you. It's just a lot of it is recognising your privilege, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like also recognising you've got it and going, okay, I've got it. Now, what am I going to do with it?
Yeah.
How can
exactly.
I use it to help?
Yeah.
I went to I went to a public school, so I went to private school, and I know that puts me in a privileged bracket.
Yeah.
And I was constantly surprised at the lack of understanding of most of the people there that they had privilege.
Yeah.
I was like, but surely the point of being here is for us to go on and make the world better, isn't it? And for 95%, no, it wasn't. It was just to go and make their world better. Yeah. But there's like a 5% of people that go to that come away from that system having basically seen an element of what I call this, like you really see the heart of the beast. You really see the heart. You see how it functions, and you go, okay, I can either join it or or I go
Observe it.
observe it, and go away from it. I mean, some people try and bring it down.
Yeah.
In different ways, you try and bring it down, but you become very aware of what that means.
I was
why.
thinking of being a director or PM. I decided to be a film director.
Exactly.
What?
Yeah.
PM as in Prime Minister.
Yeah.
What? That's just your reality.
And that really is.
PM
But
or
and it really
director.
is their reality.
It's
That's
like,
it. It's very.
Yeah.
So you talk about that sort of ships thing, because I'm very interested in UAPs at the moment, like UFOs, UAPs.
What's a UAP?
So it's an unidentified aerial phenomenon, which is what they're now calling UFOs, which is the old.
Yeah.
And they've done that, and it's an interesting shift because they've done it, I think, partly because there's a lot of stuff coming out about it at the moment in the in America, but all over the place. And I think it seems to, media always shifts language, and it seems like they've shifted language.
And the rest of the time they're saying how awful it is that we're trying to shift language.
Yeah, exactly.
Pronouns.
But because UFO was for so long treated as like, oh, UFO, you idiot, you got abducted, an anal probe, blah, blah, blah. And I think because they're now trying to come to some sort of disclosure, they've had to change the name because they've been disparaging people exactly. This is something serious. Now we're on here.
Yeah, this is separate.
So there's a lot of stuff going on about that, and I'm fascinated by that because there's so much questions of, is it interdimensional? Is it that we're now seeing these things more because we're shifting dimensions? Is it that there's something coming through dimensionally? If you're a born again mad Christian, it's demons, it's like, what is this phenomenon?
Which
but it's
again
been
is where the
going on
hope
for
is,
years.
because the amount of mad shit going on.
Yeah, I know.
It's like there's more moving parts than there have been before.
Exactly.
And
There's
it
big
just
reveal soon.
Yeah.
There's a story in
Yeah.
course.
It's crazy.
Preparing the season
Yeah,
finale.
and
Yeah,
I
that
think
feels
it's
like what it
let's
is, doesn't
go
it?
for the most mad thing.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
is it all made up? Is it just a mad trip? Let's keep chucking some like mad endings into the mix.
See what happens. It's probably
twist.
It does feel like life is being written by the people who wrote Lost, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Where it sort of carries on, but they actually didn't have an ending.
No,
So they're like, we don't know how to end this.
We don't have to end this.
They probably keep screaming out, going, "Help us find out how it ends."
Because I don't think in the Second World War people were talking about things from a narrative perspective. Like that was the deconstruction of narrative. We all had a narrative that we believed in. So we're going into this with like we're all on a mad acid trip. Like it's the most, like it's.
Well, it does that, doesn't it? Because there used to be. I mean, that's part of the issue, I think, with where this feeds into politics, is we don't have a consensus reality anymore.
No.
We had for a long time. Like even just down to things like television, 3 channels.
Yeah.
Malcolm
Shared
and Wise
adverts,
was on.
we all knew the same
18
thing.
million people
Yeah.
watched it.
Yeah.
And now you get entertainment everywhere. 100 channels, 100 different realities.
And now with AI,
And
like
no
I
one's
think.
watching them because they're watching YouTube instead.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
I think that if I had money, what I would be doing right now is buying an encyclopedia, because this is the last moment that you could get written down history and science and all the stuff without it being completely mashed up. Because already it's getting mashed up. Like Trump is trying to rewrite history. He's been doing loads of stuff with the museums and things where he's trying to change the storyline on black activism and getting the vote and everything. It like even in Sark we've got like a coffee sign outside the pub and it's got like cream coffee's black. One coffee's just called text, and then another one's just a load of symbols, and it's just this AI generated coffee sign, and then there's a burger sign, and you're looking at it and it kind of looks normal, and then you realize that things are off, and then the text doesn't mean anything, and it's like reality is literally about to dissolve. So anything that's like written down now, factual, is the last remaining. Some people nearly died from a herbalism book that's an AI generated herbalism book that was sold on
You heard about
Amazon.
Habsburg AI? The AI is like eating it. They need,
it's
they
eating.
need to feed text into AI, but they've fed all the text they can. So now it's eating text
that's generated by AI. So
Yeah.
like the Habsburg emperors, you know.
That's what I was thinking. Isn't it going to just degenerate? Yeah.
Accentuating.
Yeah, it's not. There's a lot of problems with.
Because
AI.
also us asking to summarise things, so it will do
Yeah.
the long thing and then we'll summarise it, so it keeps just getting like lowest common denominator
Yeah.
the whole time.
And it hallucinates.
Yeah.
It just
And it's
hallucinates.
causing people, human IQ to go down.
It's
Terrible
quite
time
weird.
to be a university teacher.
Yeah.
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 It's not a great time to be a writer either.
Yeah.
I'm part of a couple of lawsuits through the American Authors Guild. Whether they'll rule in our favour, I don't know. But Meta's AI and one called
Anthropic.
You can find out whether they've used your books or not.
Okay.
26 of mine.
Whoa.
So, and of everybody I know in the publishing
Yeah.
industry, I'm not unique.
Yeah.
And it's just this whole industry built on copyright. It'd be interesting to see what happens. Right now, Anthropic, it's looking like there was a good judgment against the AI company, but the assumption is on appeal. In Trump's America, it'll get overturned.
But then it's mad, isn't it? It's like, where does that end?
Exactly.
Also,
Where does it end?
And even if we get, so what would, if it's not appealed, if it's not changed, then we get a small amount of money per each title they've used, but they've still used it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's out there now.
It's out there now.
Yeah.
I think again, in terms of hope, it's that it's a Chinese proverb, isn't it? That is it chaos.
May live in interesting times.
No, it's like
That's
but
Susie's
it's,
tattoo on her shoulder.
right, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we don't want to live in, surely. We
Although,
thought we
I
did,
quite like
and now
it being
we find out we
interesting.
don't. No, it's chaos and opportunity are the same. I Ching. I think they're the same. It's like, they're two.
Yeah.
You know, the yin and the yang is like chaos and opportunity.
Yeah.
Yes,
So that
yes, you're right. Yeah.
there is that, and of course the news doesn't report all the stuff. And one of the things I found doing the pilgrimage is meeting these little communities in which there is hope.
Yeah.
So I know you're saying you're now seeing this other side, which is frightening because what we saw, but that's still there.
The resilience. It's still
that's
there,
still there.
but it's become so complicated and nuanced. So this guy Tim, who's saying he's far right and all the rest of it, has revitalised this pub, and this pub is now a thriving hub in the community, and it's a gorgeous pub, like literally amazing. And like people that are friends of mine, from Croissant Neuf and that, like, oh, we love that pub. Yeah, we know Tim because he's. So it's like everything's so nuanced.
Like you say, nuanced and fluid, and
it's
changing
But there's not a lot of acceptance of that nuance. I mean, among people that I
Narratively.
consider my allies, sort of on the left or whatever, they're like, well, if you believe this, then
cancelled.
you're
Yeah.
subhuman.
Yes,
I've heard it said.
yeah,
If you talk to someone who's right wing, then you're subhuman.
Yeah.
Not just if you're right
But
wing.
that's not going to get us
No,
really.
you have to
We
build
have
bridges, not walls.
No,
Yeah,
that's just as
and find
blind
common
as
ground.
the other way around.
Yeah. I know I get very frustrated with some of the leftist
Yeah.
groupthink and
Authoritarianism used to be a thing of the right, but
Yeah.
it's become much more a thing of the left.
we absolutely have to have dialogue. We have intolerance for all kinds of ways of life.
Yeah.
We believe.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting your pilgrimage in terms of that, because the ones we did, so the Unity one, which we took very much from that there's a lot of stuff I've been integrating from my past that we call, that you keep very profound over 2 years, keeps coming back, this kind of, this idea of, but of course, but often a terrible thing that's happened, that's collapsed something, and then something new's come in its place and gone, that's because you're trying to reach unity, so that needed to disappear so that a unity could come from, ideas of various aspects of myself coming back and going, that's me as well, that's that unity thing. So it'll be interesting.
They do keep playing out. They don't stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny because for me, they're a bit more of a body of thingy. But when I did Sisterhood, because it came from an ayahuasca trip. I did an ayahuasca trip, and it was just after the Me Too thing had happened, and the shaman dedicated the night to the divine feminine, and it was this amazing. I'd met him in my early 20s, and he'd done a healing on me that had really significantly helped. Like I was ill, and he healed me, and I hadn't seen him for 15 years. And someone who he'd healed from cancer, which wasn't like, it's not like it will just do that, but he did say to him, like, it's either environmental or it's psychological. If it's psychological, then it's something you've done to yourself, and so your life's never going to be the same again, because if you've made yourself this ill, then it's something big. If it's environmental, I can't do anything about it. And it turned out this guy had been, you know, very abused as a child, which he'd completely blocked out, and he'd been this really hardcore punk, and he was a welder, and he suddenly like realised all this stuff and sort of had a big emotional breakdown, and then became this soft emotional being. And he made my shaman friend Kahuli this huge red and yellow big top tent. So it was a circus, and it had the sign Circus Kahuli, and it had him with the red nose and then all these jaguars around him, and we went in and there was a giant sacred fire, and it was probably about 2014 or something, and he dedicated the night to the divine feminine, and it was the first time I'd heard that, and it was the first time I'd heard anyone say all the women here are aspects of the divine feminine, and you're all aspects of the goddess, and there is feminine within the men, there's feminine within all of us, but tonight is about the feminine. And I'd been there the night before, and the night before had been really raucous, and it was like, this is my church. It's a big top tent with people like on really strong hallucinogens, and it was just this cacophony of music and noise and doing the fire, and it was like, bruh. And then this night it was so gentle, and mainly women. It was women would sing, and then they'd let it settle, and there was time between, and it was really calm, but it was also extremely sexual, and everyone was just like really sexual, having really sexy trips. And I was like, oh, the feminine is sex. That's it. The feminine energy is the creative sexual energy, and it was so amazing. And there was a point where he sang into the back of his drum, and we had a group hallucination where we saw his gold beam of light come down and hit all the women in the tent, and something happened, and I atomized and turned into this larvae that was like having an orgasm for hours, which was great. And then like the whole thing went on for hours. I turned into a snake at one point, and then I said thank you, and this like neon sign with a little Japanese girl said you're welcome, which is brilliant. And I came to from that ceremony, and I knew I had to write a play called Sisterhood with my mentor, who was 60, I was 40, and then my friend who was 20, who I'd been his mentor too. And that was all I knew. And I thought it was maybe going to be like vagina monologues. I thought it was going to be really modern and like funky. And then it ended up being this like epic Shakespearean, like 3 women locked in a church facing witch trials. And it was just not what I was expecting it was going to be at all. Took it to Edinburgh. It like broke my my calf muscle twanged. So I was like hobbling around. Got to the end of it. Didn't do well in Edinburgh because it was a heavy play. It wasn't like, stand-up comedy. And I just did this reading, a card reading, and I was like, why did you make me do all of this? Like, I feel like I've just humiliated myself in Edinburgh and all the rest of it. And the response was, what, you think that was it? Do you think that the goddess bothered to send you this thing to do so that you do well in Edinburgh? And I was like, oh yeah, okay, fair enough. And that then led to the pilgrimages. It was through, because I did the tour with Matthew Hopkins. I went to all the places Matthew Hopkins tortured and executed witches, and through doing that saw the geomancy element of how like we were doing the ceremony. We did a healing ceremony at the end of each performance where we read out the names of the witches who'd been persecuted there. And the first 3 nights it was thunder and lightning, and I didn't know what we were saying to Matthew Hopkins, because I knew that we were going to be in his birthplace where his gravestone was as well. He was buried there on Halloween, on full moon. And I was just like, what are we going to do? Are we going to go scream at his gravestone? Like, what are we doing? What's the impetus? And we pulled cards, and the card was the Wheel of Fortune. And on this particular deck, it had all these women in between the spokes. And the 3 women at the bottom were these 3 women in black and despair with long draggly hair, and it was like dark blue. And at the top were these women in golden light, just like shining bright and just like, hurrah. And it was when Trump and Boris Johnson had just got in, and it was like, this too shall pass. And although these guys have got in, we are more empowered as women than we've ever been, and the feminine is rising, and the goddess is rising. And there was just this like, and so it was like, actually, we're forgiving and forgetting him. And so as I was saying this, on the first 3 nights there was thunder and lightning, and I said, we're forgiving and forgetting Matthew Hopkins, and it went and literally everyone jumped. It was like, ah! And then when we got to his birthplace, the clouds cleared, the full moon came out as we took the stones that were part of the healing ceremony down to the 3 trees where the 3 original women that started the whole witch craze, where 60% of the women in the UK were killed by him, hung by him. He was basically a serial killer. And it started with these 3 women, and there were 3 cherry trees planted for them outside the pub where it all began. And we took these stones down, and the moon came out and it cleared. And then the next day there was a rainbow above our venue. And then for the rest of the time it was sunshine. And it was like nature will play a part and will get involved if you invite her to be part of it. And then that with the pilgrimages, we've had rainbows non-stop with this pilgrimage, which we've done with our ones as well, haven't they? Yeah. They're always there. And
because it keeps raining.
Because it keeps raining.
Yeah. That's the downside to the rainbow.
Francesca said she saw a rainbow when I went for a reading with her.
Oh wow.
So I wasn't sure whether to go on this pilgrimage or whether to do the whole thing. And in May I was doing a book tour with the folks in Plymouth, and I was travelling through Frome where my cousin lives, and I noticed my friend Francesca, who does tarot readings, was doing a reading in Frome. She's not normally there, she's based in London and Bristol. And I'd never had a reading with her before, so I was like, okay, I'm going to go and have a reading with her. And I sat down, I said, I'm supposed to be going on this pilgrimage, I'm really not sure about it. She's like, wait, what is this pilgrimage you're going on? It turned out she was also supposed to be going on the same pilgrimage and wasn't sure whether to do it. And so she will be here tomorrow night.
She's the one who's having a birthday.
But she said when I walked in, she saw rainbows above me. So yeah, the reading basically was the reason, confirmed that both of us are supposed to be on the full pilgrimage.
I love it. It's so good.
Are you doing the full pilgrimage?
Hope so. Yeah.
But you...
No, they're doing a week.
Just on 1 week.
Their friend Scarlett sort of taught them into it, but also John. Do you remember John who walked with us for a bit?
Right, okay.
Yeah, John met them.
Scarlett not on this one?
She was meant to be. She's buying a house, and it was meant to have all gone through already, and she was then going to quit her job and come and walk, but it hasn't gone through, so she can't quit her job until it has. Doesn't look like it's going to be happening in time for it, so yeah, which is really sad. She came for the first couple of days. She is coming again. She's coming this weekend when we go to Croissant Neuf. She's going to come and join us at Croissant Neuf.
So where are you going after this? You're going
Crediton, I think,
on Crediton.
Yeah, so we'll be going to Crediton. I need to get in touch.
You're going to stay with
Alan again.
Place?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a lovely place.
Yeah. It'll be camping, but it'll be
camping, but it's a lot.
Luxury
nice,
camping.
Where was that?
The one where we camped outside there, they had that archway, and they lived on one side of the archway, and then we could go in and use the toilet on the other side of the archway.
And there was horses,
like an Airbnb.
horses fields,
and a cricket ground. It was by the side of a cricket
ground. We walked
ground,
up out of Crediton,
like
took quite a long walk.
A road.
By the side of the road, and it was almost like a gatehouse.
Yeah.
Yes.
An archway.
And there was a sort of wooded. There's a little wooded bit where we had a bonfire and food on the last night after we performed in the
square.
We
performed in the square.
Yeah.
I'm hoping we'll get to do that again, and I need to, because it's obviously quite soon, so I'll message them and see whether we can do that again.
I did my Punch and Judy in that square. That's where I got bloody sunstroke.
Is it? Oh no.
It's nice. It was nice little festival.
Except for the sunstroke.
Come?
Except for the sunstroke.
Yeah, except for the sunstroke. Yeah, but because there's that lovely pub.
It's a really good pub. Yeah, there's a good pub there.
Just opposite the square, which we sort of stayed in for a bit.
It's a good pub anyway. And then we're gonna jump across from Crediton to Croissant Neuf Festival, and then come back to Tiverton. So we'll miss Tiverton.
All right.
Well, you reminded me that the folk festival that my parents took me to, where I used to see Mummers plays, there was a band that used to play there every year that me and my friend, I was like 11 or 12, we were really into them. They were called Ellie Campaign, which is what we're doing in the Mummers play, and they did a concept album about Punch and Judy.
Oh, right.
Wow,
cool.
That's mad.
That's interesting. They're called Ellie Campaign.
Ellie Campaign, yeah.
Okay, I'll have to check that out.
Early 80s. Yeah.
So do you remember when we were coming the other way that we got caught in a weird time loop around Croissant Neuf because we kept going away from it and then coming back.
Yeah, yeah.
And then because we kept coming back round Glastonbury.
Yeah,
It was like,
yeah.
the further we walked, we'd suddenly
And
take a
also
bus and go all the way back.
We
And
couldn't get away
it-
from
we
Swindon.
couldn't get, yeah, Swindon. Yeah, be careful, Swindon.
Be careful,
Took us about
Swindon.
a week to get away from it.
Give me a man with 19 devils in him, and I'll cast 20 out. And bring me a woman of 80 years and 10. I'll make her young and plump again.
Oh, how will you do that then, Doctor?
I'm not that good.
Rude. Well, enough. What is thy fee?
9 gold nobles is my fee, but I shall charge but 10 of thee.
9 gold nobles. How far hast thou travelled in doctorancy?
I've been to Morton Hampstead. I've seen some pretty terrible cases around there.
Oh yeah, they sound awful. I mean, anywhere else?
I've been to Italy, Titaly, France and Spain, halfway into the moon and back again. There is nowhere I have not been. There is no place I have not seen. I've been to the ends and the edges and all around, the great way up and the great way down.
Look, enough. Can you cure this man?
Oh, I shall administer to the patient.
Doctor, he's still dead.
Oh, yeah. Well, we shall need an incantation then. We shall need an incantation.
We need your help.
Elecampaign, Elecampaign, it brings the dead to life again.
Elecampaign, Elecampaign, it brings the dead to life again. Elecampaign, Elecampaign, it brings the dead to life again. Ooh, huzzah!
My mind is astounded.
Now that's a great deal mended then.
Right you are, good sir.
Hey! Now all our words and activities are ended. I trust no locals we have offended. But thank you for coming on this drizzly day to watch our silly harvest play.